What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Said It. AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com. This is the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys for all of your love and support. Over 1,100 episodes and 500,000 streams worldwide. None of this would be possible without you guys, so I thank you so very much. Today, I am joined by the Vice President of Marketing of the Royal Wine Corp, the wonderful Jay. Jay, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Ash. Thank you so much for inviting me on the show.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I know that you're a busy man. There's a lot of things going on.
Oh my goodness.
Lots
Yeah,
of
great.
stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So, Jay, starting off, I want to talk about this new vodka, LVOV. Where did the name for it come from?
There's a city that was in Poland, and now I think it's in the Ukraine. I'm not sure because so many of the, in the mid-last century, so many of those borders shifted, sometimes within weeks or days, if not years. And so Lvov was part of Poland. Lvov was the seat of, very high class. It was a very high class city at one time, and so they drank wonderful vodka, usually made from the local carbohydrate, which was potatoes. So Lvov is made from potatoes, which actually is much more expensive than the traditional product that's used in making vodka, which is grain, wheat and so on.
Right.
And it also helps that it makes it gluten-free for those people that, want their whiskey, or their drinks without the gluten that comes with it when it's made from a grain based. It's 4 times distilled. It comes from the same place as Chopin and Belvedere. Also, not the same distillery, but the same area. Also, 2 vodkas that are made from potatoes.
Yeah.
So
I thought that was rather fascinating because I had never heard of a vodka, really a liquor in general, from potatoes, and it was gluten free. So I was very intrigued, Jay, and just really jump into this. And so when I got my bottle, of love, and I went to, what was it? It was a bridal shower. I was helping out a friend of mine's bridal shower, and we made some wonderful peach tea with it. And everyone, we were feeling it. We were feeling good because it's tasteless,
right.
it's scentless, and we had to sit down for a little bit, Jay. We had to sit after the event, just kind of gather ourselves.
I think what's important to note is that it wasn't made gluten-free because they want to address the gluten-free market, although it does that.
Right.
It does address the gluten-free consumer. It was made from potatoes because even though it's more expensive to make it from potatoes, it seems to be a more neutral grain, less bitter spirit, and it really makes a better vodka. So, and what's interesting is you take other potato vodkas, such high-end, premium, super premium potato vodkas like Chopin and Belvedere. They're sometimes 2.5 times the cost of Lvov.
Gotcha.
So it's really a wonderful little segment that they were able to put together.
Yeah. Now, as you guys were developing this brand new, amazing vodka, what were some of the challenges that you were facing?
I would say, it's these days, sadly, it's not good enough to just make a great product. I have tremendous faith in the ultimate consumer, and I believe that no matter how kitschy the packaging is, if the product is great, eventually you're going to fail. But having said that, initially, to capture the imagination, there's so many vodkas out there. For them to initially pick it up, you got to do something really exciting, really interesting. And so, because we knew we had such a great product here, we had to make sure that it got into people's hands so they could taste it. And so they spent 2 years developing this packaging, which you take a look at it, it's got the entire region's map on the back.
Yeah.
And what's interesting, it's so crystal clear that you look at the Lvov, in the front, the front where it says LVOV, which also I keep thinking it's not LVOV, it's love. That's the tagline I'd like them to use. Of course, they're not listening to me, but it's not just LVOV, it's love. But anyway, if you take a look through that word LVOV, in the back you can see a red dot, and that tells you where it comes from. So while you're enjoying this really wonderfully 4 times distilled through charcoal filter vodka made from gluten-free potatoes, you also get, you can also chill out and get a bit of a history lesson of where it comes from and how Europe, in that part of Europe, Eastern Europe, is situated, and the history that goes with it is literally right on the bottle.
Yes, I thought the bottle was definitely an original touch as well. It's just everything about it is very unique and absolutely a product that you won't see in a typical store. So Jump Street, seeing the bottle, seeing the map and everything on it, I was like, wow, this is awesome. Like I felt like, I'd been gotten some royalty packages and stuff from the Queen or something. I didn't know. I was very taken. Taken aback with the bottle.
I hope it seems that a lot of other people are too, because just in its short period, we're literally millions of bottles sold already.
Yeah. So. Okay, cool beans. All right, you guys. So we're going to hang tight for 1 minute. We're going to talk more with Jay, and we're going to get into, the importance of the wine glass that you use and the spirit in which is in those glasses. So hang tight for us for 1 second, you guys, and we will be right back. Did you know that some foods can cause weight gain, body aches, and extreme fatigue? These are just some of the symptoms of food intolerance. Well, what is food intolerance? Food intolerance can occur when the body cannot properly digest certain foods. This can result in acid reflux, migraines, and so many other painful issues. How do you find out what foods are causing this irritation? It's easy. Pinner Test. With 500,000 satisfied clients worldwide, Pinner Test is the #1 way of identifying foods that may be causing discomfort. This simple at-home kit is easy to use with results usually within 2 weeks via email. It's that simple, all right? What are you waiting for? Go visit pinnertest.com and use my special promo code AshSaidIt for your discount today. Welcome back to the Ash Said It Daily podcast show. I appreciate you guys so very much. We're talking with Jay, yes, VP of Marketing, Royal Wine Corp. Jay, why is it so important to have the right wine out of the right glass?
So you hear all the time about stem glass, stemless glass, white wine glass, red wine glass, champagne flutes. Why? Why is it so important? Why can't you just put it in water glass?
Yeah.
And the answer is, if you take a look at your typical wine glass, it has a stem and a base, and it also has what we call a tapered top, so that the lip on top, there is no lip. I mean, if it's a good wine glass, it will not have a Libby glass lip to it. It'll just have kind of a cut glass feel to it. But it'll be tapered, meaning it'll come in. And what that does is, what you should do is you fill the glass, whether it's red or white. We'll talk about champagne glass in a moment. You fill the glass less than halfway, so that the surface of the wine is exposed to the air. That allows the aromatics to rise from the wine, and then you put your nose to the top of the glass, and because of the tapered nature of the glass, it focuses the aroma so that you can really get a good sense of smell of what that wine is like.
Wow.
And so that's why in white wine glasses, they're smaller. Why? Because the wine is colder, and you don't need as much surface air exposing the wine as you do with red wine, where you want more aromatics to escape. Hence, you serve it warmer, right, which allows more aromatics to escape automatically. And the bowl of the glass is wider, so there's more surface area that's exposed to the air. Those two things together allow you to actually get more aromatics. In the case of a champagne flute, as an example, you want that taperedness, because part of the fun and actually the experiential aspect of drinking champagne is the sparkle. If you had, say, a red wine glass that you used for champagne, it would be so wide, so much of the sparkle would be surface area, and it would therefore kind of knock the stuffings out of it, and you would not be able to retain that sparkle as well as when it's in a flute, when you only have a tiny area that's exposed to the air. And that's why we use a champagne flute. So those are three examples of what makes a wine glass important and different to drinking, to your wine drinking experience.
Yeah, that is so cool. Wow, Jay, you've just opened up my mind a little bit more. Appreciate that. All right, Jay, so if people need to get in contact with you guys, and of course they want to get some love off for themselves, where do they need to go?
Well, they need to go to info@royalwines.com, or I'll give you my own personal email. How's that? Okay. The letter J, because I'm also the director of wine education for the entire company. The letter J, Buchsbaum, BUCHSBAUM, at Kedem, and it's like the grape juice. I don't know if everybody's familiar with it. KE, K like King, E like Edward, D like David, E like Edward, M like Mary.com. And of course, we represent the famous beautiful bottle, Bartonura Blue Moscato, as well as the great, wonderful wines out of the Herzog wine cellars, Baron Herzog and Herzog wines from California.
Awesome sauce. That is awesome, Jay. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate you beyond words. Much more success. And of course, I'm going to have to sneak you back up on the show, Jay, because you got too many.
I'd love to, anytime.
You got a lot of gemstones and things that, we need to hear about and talk about. And you're going to have some new inventions and things for me to try, too. So
I have to tell you, the big thing about wine education, not every wine company has a wine educator. Yeah. And I grew into that position only because, I'm a crazy nut when it comes to understanding more and more and more about what I'm drinking, what I'm tasting. And I'll tell you, whether it's chicken or cheese or Chardonnay, all right, or we start with a CH, the more you know about what you consume, the more pleasure you get out of it. So, that's what I'm about. Just getting more fun and pleasure out of your, experiences.
Sounds like a plan. Jay, thank you so much. Much more success, and we will definitely be talking soon. And everyone else, I appreciate you for all of the downloads, all the love. Keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face and tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is way better. Until next time, you guys.